getting also a massive short squeeze. Tether keeps printing like crazy, is about to top out here today. Here is one key area, and we roll over, come down here. Bitcoin was yesterday moving unexpectedly to the downside, and right now I believe there is a massive trap set up to fool us and do the exact opposite. I will show you what I found and what we need to do right now. Let's go. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in here again. Let's jump directly into today's content here. And don't forget to smash up the like button that as many people as possible see this video. Thank you so much for that. The CPI data came yesterday in way lower than expected at 2.9%. And out of that result, Bitcoin got an initial pump that we all anticipated if we would get under 3%. On the inflation data. But straight afterwards, first you saw that the DXY was coming down here. That's why Bitcoin started moving up. And then we start consolidating and basically still doing the same thing. We're not going up, we're not going down. But overall, on the DXY, the direction is still all the way down here into that area here. Nothing has changed that. Now, what happened yesterday? At the same time where CPI came out, which is funny coincidence, the US government moved 10,000 Bitcoin from Silk Road to Coinbase Prime. So here's the problem with that. The problem with this is, as you can see here in that post on Twitter from Arkham, that they moved roughly 600 million to Coinbase Prime, that this does not mean that they're actually selling. I read another post that said that the US government Marshal Service that are in charge of these coins only moved them there for custody and safekeeping, so to speak, but not for selling them. But as usual, something like this spooks the market. We got a move to the downside unexpectedly, even though technicals were pointing that we should go up. And that is something that we can just not do anything against it. But I find it really funny that they did this around a time where we also got the CPI data, because it was clear that they were positive for us, that it will go, so that Bitcoin will go up from there. At the same time, they're like, okay, let's transfer 10,000 Bitcoin. This is no coincidence if you ask me. But nonetheless, this will nothing change on the longer term outcome, because Tether keeps printing like crazy money at the Treasury, and we all know where the money is going when they print $1 billion worth of Tether. They are not just parking this on a wallet and leave it there. No, they have regulations and rules when they're allowed to print, and usually an exchange is asking for liquidity. They are wiring them the money, and then Tether goes and prints the USDT and later sends it over to them through Bitfinex or another entity. When we're going to the Bitcoin weekly chart, here you can clearly see how the Tether printing machine is going brrr like crazy and just going up and up and up. But the price did not really catch up to this yet. So we saw here, you see, usually it's a small delayed reaction, at least on the weekly chart. We started printing here. Price start going up, but then here we start to stagnate a little bit, but kept going up. But the Bitcoin price started to go down. But Tether kept printing and printing and printing. So that tells you that a huge catch-up trade for Bitcoin is coming here at some point, because I can guarantee you one thing. Most of that money is sidelined. It is not in the market yet. It got printed, but not deployed. When this money gets deployed, you're going to see it on the chart. So it will be quite evident with a move like this. If they would deploy everything at once, that would be kind of the candle. So because that money has to go somewhere, and right now it's just sidelined. Also here on our 3-day chart on the Wall Street cheat sheet fractal that we have here, we are still moving according to plan. So even though we went to the downside here, that does not mean now this pattern is broken. No, I said most likely we are going more or less according to the fractal here up, and that's exactly what we are doing. So we should normally come up here a little bit today to like $61,500, $62,000, so that we can continue this trajectory overall. But even if it happens just on the weekend here on Sunday, that we get kind of like that kind of move here just below under the fraction, then a pump here on Sunday into Monday, I would be not surprised. Again, history doesn't need to repeat itself exactly. It can often rhyme. This is, I think, what we are seeing here right now. But I also see here on my other screen that Bitcoin is trying to pump here currently to the upside. So we're going to go and have a look here on the daily chart. Here again, the def cross, nothing has changed. The angle is still pretty smooth and turns around here. That has nothing changed even during this consolidation phase here. So unless we are breaking $57,700, the angle will most likely not change, and we still are on point here to a golden cross by the end of next week, most likely, unless Bitcoin gets here really crazy pump to the upside and the angle changes dramatically here in direction to the 200 moving average. On this daily chart, here you see that we got really close to $57,300, that underlying support level. That is right now a key support level that basically pushed us slightly back up here. If we close today's candle on the daily chart as it is, that it would be bullish, because that could be the opening door for a reversal pattern here, for a morning star pattern, and could get us back on track to move here into higher levels. The bearish scenario would be we get another candle to the downside. That would be a continuation pattern to the downside. What I need to point out here is that the MACD is still looking quite bullish. The stochastic is about to top out here today. But the RSI is going sideways, but also wants slightly to turn around now, because on the lower time frames we are pumping right now. Here on this daily time frame, here is one key area that we need to look out for if Bitcoin would start to move a little bit lower, and that area is here, that green box where we have this imbalance of that candle here from $57,700 all the way down to $56,700. But there should be really big support in this level. And I expect a major bounce from there, at least to $60,000 if we would come all the way down here. But you see here, as I said, the candle flipped already green from today. That was a couple minutes ago red. And we're trying to break here in direction of $59,000. But also there is right now currently a little bit of resistance here on the VPVR, all the way up to like $59,600. I think that 60K is definitely back on the cards here for us. We go into the lower time frames here on the 1 hourly chart. There you see that we are currently pumping in that 1 hourly candle that we are currently forming. I have also set here a new limit order for a Bitcoin trade, more even lower a little bit, because also here in that 1 hourly candle there is an imbalance, a footprint that most likely will be filled at some point. I am not saying if we go up now that we will come back and fill this, but we are not far away from this. So if today something crazy happens again, or Bitcoin is not able to break here above $59,600, $60,000, it opens the doors for another lower high, and we roll over, come down here, grab here liquidity, and then get only a move back to the upside. So that's why I have here a limit order at $56,300 and $400 placed, just to make sure if we come down there, I get a really juicy long trade to $62,200 approximately, with a stop loss at $55,000. Still here with the Elliott wave count, we are technically still following this. I'm not too much concerned that this is not going to play out. Just be aware, if we would come down and break $57,500 here, that level, the 4 will be invalidated, the whole count will be invalidated. Then I need to do a recount and see what I actually did wrong. So just that you are aware of that. So, but as long as we are holding that level, the count is still intact, and we should get our move here in direction of $65,000. Here on this 1 hourly chart, also big symmetrical triangle that we now or have broken to the downside. So, but don't forget, guys, I always tell you I like breakouts from this kind of area. So we got it way too early. Also yesterday here, that breakout, I mentioned it to you guys that this was way too early, that breakout. Also to the downside, it's the same thing, too early. That's why I believe that this down here is a fake out, a deviation, and we will come back up here today, back into the symmetrical triangle, and then go to the upside from here and get the proper breakout. So if that would be happening, then it will happen in the next, what is it? So here is a 3 hour difference. So, and I have to go 3 hours back. So that will be in 21 hours from now. And that is the window. In the next 21 hours, if we get there, breakout to the upside above the downward sloping trend line, then you know, okay, we are good. We are continuing to move to the upside. So any rejection from this upward sloping support line here will most likely lead to a move into that box down here. Remember, here is the imbalance in this candle. And then we'll come down here and only then move to the upside. So that is then what I'm looking out for. But again, this down here is a massive, massive trap. That's a trap that I'm talking about. People will think when we get down here that we are going now sub $50,000. We go to 45, 43,000. This is not going to happen, guys. You know, so there's too much support. This is just a footprint that needs to get picked up, and once it gets picked up, we are continuing to move here to the upside. So don't be too worried about this, guys. And again, if you want to trade with me together, guys, we are giving away $1,000, 2 times $500 every single week here with ZOOMEX. I will do it later by the end of the video, so stick around here. If you sign up on ZOOMEX, you still get $10 just for signing up there. And right now, if you deposit $100, not only you're eligible for the lucky draw, but also for the next 11 days. So you have 11 days, guys, only 11 days. Your $100 are insured. You cannot lose them if you trade with them, guys. So trade with them, take the trades that I give you absolutely for free, guys. We made a lot of money recently with all these trades. Take advantage of that. Trade with your $100, and ZOOMEX will refund you if you lose them, but only on Bitcoin or Ethereum. So also here, I recommend don't over leverage yourself. Trade on Bitcoin with like 10x. I would maybe risk even 15x, but don't go higher than that. If you want to be a part of that and to win potentially $500 every week here and be one of the 2 winners, then go below to the link and sign up there. The link is in the description and in the pinned comment below. Something else will happen here pretty soon, and that is that we are getting also a massive short squeeze on Bitcoin because the funding rates, they are all negative. Or majority is negative. So, and when this is happening, it means that there are more shorts than longs right now in the market. And we also see this when we go here and look at the open interest candles. So you see here, while the price was coming down, open interest started to go up, and spot was also going down, but open interest went up. So what does that tell you? That tells you people are shorting like crazy. And what happens when people are shorting like crazy? The same what happens when people are longing like crazy. You get a leverage flush. And when this is happening, you get a move to the upside. So that move can bring us back to 60,500 to 61,500. That's the area that I'm looking at for that short squeeze. And I will show you in a moment another chart that is in alignment with that. And not only here the liquidation levels on the MDX algo, because if you look here around the $62,000 level, there are some low leverage short positions, but also all the way up here to like $63,400. And I believe that that short squeeze is targeting that level first. But first things first, we need to get above the 50 moving average here again and the EMA ribbon to initiate that short squeeze, and that will also coincide with the $60,000 level. So what's going to happen first is that we are tapping here into 60,700 because there's also some liquidity to be taken, and that will give us the fuel to move here into the 200 moving average and the $64,000 level potentially over the next 2 to 3 days, in my opinion, because right now you see already we're getting a small pullback coming from the 0.5 level here, Fibonacci retracement levels. We also need now in 24 minutes to close the candle above that. It would be not really bullish if we would close below. Then here on the liquidation heat map, you also see here around this $60,000 level, there is right now the highest concentration with these hottest areas. And then you see here also a bigger concentration all the way up to $61,000. This area will give us the short squeeze to $62,000 in my opinion. So the only problem is I cannot tell you if that will be a sustainable move or just a wick and we come straight back down a little bit. We have to see and wait. But around the $60,000 area is right now some resistance. But once we're breaking through this, it's basically blue skies ahead of us, ahead for us. Then here on the 4-hourly chart, also with the MDX algo gradients, you see here price is starting to cool down here a little bit. And usually when we get this, look at this here, we come out of a blue area like now, get a pump to the upside, blue area, pump to the upside, come one time down, get another leg to the upside. So here we are going now more sideways than down. So, but once we're coming up here to $61,500 and we break that level, that will trigger also the short squeeze to move here higher into the $64,000 level. So that's why I'm so focused on $61,500, $62,000. Also on the reactor indicator, it shows us momentum has cooled down and is ready to turn here back to the upside, which is of course exactly what we want to see. Again, guys, if you want these money making indicators and get 10% discount on them, go in the description below. There is a link to the MDX Algo suite. These indicators help me to make really a lot of money and also help me to save a lot of money if something is going wrong, which I would not see otherwise. You know, for example, here the super trend is still down, and I would personally not enter a position until that super trend is broken, that red line here, or if unless we go here to the levels that I indicated earlier. Then Ethereum is still holding the 0.382 level. As long as we're holding this, we are fine. You can always open a position when we come down here. If we lose that, I will only get concerned if we break under $2,400. Otherwise, I will keep adding to my positions if we break under the 0.382. Target still remains the same, $3,000 and above. Not much more to say here. Then with stacks, I changed my entry level a little bit because I believe that we are potentially coming a little bit lower to $1.39, $1.40 approximately, and we'll enter from here. Otherwise, if we're not getting this, I will opening a small position here still at like $1.45, and if we can come then a little bit lower, I will just keep adding to my position until $1.39 and let it then ride here to the downward sloping resistance line and the 200 moving average, and we'll still make a roughly 18% on that move overall if I have to dollar cost average to the downside with a 3.88% stop loss. So overall the indicators are looking good here. The stochastic is about to give us a buy signal, RSI pointing to the upside. Only momentum on the MACD is still a little bit bearish, but that can change in 20 minutes when we print the next 4-hourly candle, which should definitely shift the momentum. And then we have indicators in alignment with continuation and potentially breaking the 50 moving average in the next 4-hourly candle, which will be another confirmation that Stacks is also ready to move here now to the upside. But of course, Bitcoin needs to play along as Stacks is quite correlated to the Bitcoin price. Then Telegram, what did I tell you guys? I told you most likely we're going to round trip back to the last entry where I added to my position to $6.55.56. That's exactly what we are seeing here right now. The 50 moving average is coming up and will act as support. So I would not try to target lower entry prices. Most likely, if you get lucky, that is the best case scenario for you. So, and that would be then the next trade setup. So I would enter technically now already. I would not wait that we touch the 50 moving average. I think it's good to enter now. But if we come lower, then just add to this position and you cut it when we go in direction of the golden ratio here. That's where I would cut it. Otherwise, you let it ride. You still make 18% here to the upside if we come down to the 50 moving average. And here we are getting a golden cross already over the weekend, guys. So don't forget that. Potentially tomorrow might be potentially the best day to long this, depending on where we are. But I'm too impatient, guys. I'm too impatient. I will not wait. I long this before. The stochastic is also about to bottom out here. I believe that the MACD will bounce from the signal line with the trend line, and the RSI will also turn around in roughly 18 minutes. Then Rune just doesn't give a fuck, you know. So Rune is like, oh, what drop Bitcoin? What drop? Let me go up, you know. So this is just keep going up and up and up. Here, the next level where I would personally be interested to enter will be $3.80, which is roughly a 3% move from current prices. and then trade this all the way up to $4.10, $4.15, which will still give you roughly 10% profit. If we are coming down, if we get rejected from here and we're coming down, then the 0.382 level, $3.50 will be the level where I would be looking to relong this, because if we get rejected from here, the stochastic will top out at the same time. The MACD will then give us a sell signal, and the RSI will make a rounding shape to the downside. But if we break through this, we can move here really quickly to $4 in this downward sloping resistance line. But maximum here, I expect a rejection, because here are so many inflection points telling us that there's resistance. We have the 200 moving average, we have the downward sloping resistance line, we have a golden ratio there. So there is a lot of confluence that there's strong resistance and that we should get a rejection from that level. Hence why I'm not interested to hold the position and actually take profit in that area. Again, guys, if you want to trade with free money, then you only need to go to sign up on Bybit. There you still get $500 absolutely for free for depositing $100. Remember, the $500 are not withdrawable. You can only trade with them, but all the profits are yours. So remember, guys, even with $500, you can make a lot of money. I showed it multiple times. With $500, I made like $3,000, $7,000, even $10,000. It took a couple of weeks, gonna admit, so, but it's possible, guys. It's possible. Don't neglect that, and use the link in the description to get your free $500 airdrop position on a Bybit. Now, Solana is also moving it to the upside. I will be honest, I opened a small Solana position at, I think, more or less current, at the current entry level. Also here you see I moved the entry from the golden ratio down into that green area here. And that was then also the position there started opening. Yeah, so here's my position. See here, currently I'm up 7%-ish on that position. Yes, 7%. And it keeps pumping to the upside. Should be now already 8 or 9%. No, still 7%, but it's fine. Here the target still remains the same of like $176. That's also the target that I have on that trade here. Because here on the 4-hourly chart, everything looks quite bullish to me. Stochastic about to give a buy signal, RSI pointing to the upside. We are bouncing from a key support level nicely, also back to the upside, and the RSI also slowly pointing to the upside. Only the MACD is not looking that nice, but the rest looks good, But don't forget, guys, when we go up, I will take profit along the way when we go up here at the 0.786 in that resistance area, all the way up here at 165, and then my final TP 176. I will take profits as we go up, guys. Really important. Then Injective also bouncing off our entry level here that I had given at $18.12. We are now at $18.37. Not too late to enter, guys. We are a little bit more than 1% away from the current entry price. We're bouncing off the 50 moving average here on the 4-hourly chart. You're gonna see this in many coins that we're bouncing off the 50 and then go higher. Also here, I will take profit at $19.60. For the first time, then here at the 200 moving average, and then here at the downward sloping resistance line will be the last time. So now price has moved on, so I need to move this a little bit lower. Potentially I close everything when we're touching the 200 moving average. We might get a small spike when we come up here above this into the downward sloping trend line, and then reject from there and come a little bit lower. So I will take profit here around the 200 moving average. When we get there. Here, the golden cross will still take quite a while. I would guess around end of the month. 2 weeks, maybe even longer, until we, it could be, if we go up like this, it could be, end of the month, like in the next 10 to 14 days. That's when I expect the golden cross to be happening here. Also here, Stochastic is about to give a buy signal, RSI to the upside. MACD should also print now a lighter red candle, which shows that momentum is shifting to the upside. And the next candle should bring us at least back to like $19 in my opinion. And then the last coin, AVAX. AVAX, I jumped the gun here, to be honest, yesterday, because I got in at, basically here at 21.56. I'm not that much underwater, guys. It's like 2%. I'm fine with that because it's just 4x leverage. So not a big deal. But here I expect also a reclaim in the next 4-hourly candle of the 50 moving average, and then breaking this resistance at $22.37 and get continuation to the horizontal level of $24.74. and potentially into the 200 moving average at $25. Because also here indicators, see here, everything has progressed here a little bit better than on Injective. Here we have the lighter red candle. We are about to print a buy signal on the MACD. We also technically have one already on the stochastic RSI, and the RSI also pointing to the upside. So here's definitely a reversal in the works, and I was quite confident that that downwards move on AVAX is only short-lived, you know, which it basically is right now. So I'm absolutely fine with that. And yeah, we only need to break that supply area here to get continuation into higher prices. Again, if you want this indicator from MDX Algo, the link is in the description for that, where you actually see stuff like this. Now let's pick a winner here. I always forget to random number generator. I always forget this. So we need from 4 to 15 for ZOOMEX 15. Again, guys, if you win, send an email to info@amcrypto.us, and then I will forward this to the ZOOMEX team, and within 72 hours they're gonna credit your account with the $500. But you need to send me proof that you own the account number. So let's see who is the winner today. Number 9. Number 9 here. 230275050. You are the winner. $500 on ZOOMEX. You can trade with that and make some nice money here. Pick one of the coins that I was talking about today. So just write me an email, info@amcrypto.us, with proof that you own this account, and I will then let with my team ZOOMEX know that you are the winner and you should get $500. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and you'll see you then again tomorrow.